Your boy managed to get his hands on one of these. I scoured every Target in my local area. That's where you're supposed to be able to find this thing, or were. I've heard of people still finding it out there. I, however, was not able to. I had to go to eBay, but we're going to open up this thing and build all the models. So yeah, it's going to be fun. But this is the Dawn of War Onslaught board game. You can play it out of the box as a board game, but the big deal is that it has these 9 miniatures. These guys are like worth $170 direct from Games Workshop or something like that. They're worth a lot more than the price of this box. MSRP for this, I think, was $50. I got it on eBay for $80, which isn't too bad. Take a peek in there. Look at all that beautiful red plastic. Now, these are push fit models, so it is very compact. They are all on a single sprue. When I first saw it, I honestly thought that somebody had resealed the box. I'm like, 9 miniatures on a single sprue? Yes. And when you look closer, you can really tell. Yeah, you see like half of a body is a single part. Of course, we've got our Chaplain, Castiel. We have a Judiciar as well, Zacharias, or Zacharis, and then a few Eradicators, yeah, a few being 3. And of course, it comes with 3 Bladeguard Veterans and the Bladeguard Ancient with a banner. And from what I understand, this does not play like 40K. I'm probably never going to play this board game version of it. I got it for the plastic. And then we have our rule book, which goes into more detail. Of course, we've got some fun little lore here. We've got all the steps to build these guys. Lore on the Blood Ravens. These guys are Blood Ravens. I will be building them as my Gilded Skulls. All right, but we're gonna set all of this stuff aside for now. Beauty of these push fit kits too is that they oftentimes go in sequential order pretty easily. You just kind of find piece number 1 and start pushing things together. Look at my guy here. He's got a floating head and part of a leg. It's just bizarre stuff. Okay, that was not too bad. The one thing about these push fit models that I don't really like is the lack of customization options. We missed a knee pad. 1 second. Really easy to overlook when like every piece isn't dependent on the next one. But like I was saying, with push fit models, it's a trade-off. You get the ease of building, and as a trade-off, customizing these is a bit harder. I'm not planning on doing that though. I love these models as is, other than adding like my chapter symbol to shoulder pads, maybe a couple other bits and bobs here and there. I don't think I'm going to be doing much in terms of customizing them personally. I'm more interested in getting these guys painted up and getting, parade ready. I've been working on another video that's actually taking me longer than expected. And in that video, I am doing lots of kit bashing, or, well, customization really. Not much of a kit bash per se. Whatever, that's kind of beside the point. But this is a nice change of pace. Just a nice, easy, relaxing box to open and build. And sometimes that's what you need, Just something to help you unwind at the end of the day. Not too complicated. And see, then you'll do things like this where you put the body on and you were supposed to wait and get the head in there. So used to putting the body together before I put the head on. It's just not used to these push fit ones all the time. There we go. This guy is a pretty hard to find model. This is a Space Marine Judiciar. And from what I understand, these guys are training to become chaplains, but they haven't gotten their their bachelor's yet or whatever it is. Funny story, I actually did a Judiciar kit bash and conversion in spring break of last year. This is actually an Infernus Marine that I converted with some 3D printed bits and some other bits into my take on a Judiciar before I got my hands on this guy. I need to paint this guy, actually. Gotta love when they put a sprue connection right in the middle of the shoulder pad. There's our Bladeguard Ancient. You can see how little of the sprue those 3 models took up. It's crazy. Yeah, some of these connections I think I'm definitely going to come back and glue in. We're just doing quick and dirty for right now. And there you go. Triplets. There's just something cool about sci-fi space marines with melee weapons and armor, shields with human skulls on them. It's just, it gets me in my warm and fuzzies. And then you gotta balance that out with dudes with giant guns, because that's practical. I have a feeling, though, that if you're the type of person who wants things to be practical, I don't know. I don't think you're buying Warhammer models. Just saying. And then there's always that one guy who doesn't care what OSHA has to say and doesn't wear a helmet. I feel like OSHA is an organization that would exist in the 41st millennium. But honest with you, it seems kind of grimdark to me. These guys were a fun little build. Pretty quick, too. Obviously, I've got to go back and do quite a bit of cleaning up on these guys, sprue connections, mold lines, that sort of thing. But it is a fun, quick little box to build and put together. And if you're a Blood Angels fan, come on. How can you resist? Although these guys are compatible with any Space Marine army. For those of you who don't play Blood Angels, but the connection to the game and everything. Also, is anybody impressed that I got them all on this thing, the spinny thing? Because that actually was not easy. If you'd like to support the channel, do me a favor and head to the description where you can check out my book. That's right, I'm an author. Jotnar Blood and Iron is a Space Marine post-apocalyptic sci-fi story. You can grab the paperback off of Amazon or the ebook from a link in the description. Doing so supports the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Which one of these sculpts was your favorite? I am kind of partial to the Bladeguard Ancient. This guy is just pretty neat all around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see future videos and updates. We do lots of Blood Angels related stuff on this channel, so stick around. You'll want to check it out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Look at him go around and 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 around.